Hello. Testing, testing. Oh, wait, no, I still have to do that loading thing. Oh, wait, one sec. A. Hold on. What audio is this set to? Really? Isn't that messed up? Hold on. Aren't these kind of out of order? Weird. I'm not gonna worry about it. Alright, let's see. I need my music. You guys won't be able to hear the music, but I will. Okay, yeah. Gotcha. Okay. Okay. I think I'm kind of set. Alright. Just put up YouTube autoplay. Also, my mic might sound a little bit different, but that's because I've decided I'd just use my headset mic. And I'm just not going to turn on the webcam because then that means I actually have to worry about my appearance, which I don't have the energy for that right now. Alright. I also wish I had better air conditioning here, but this is okay. No! Don't tell me I have to restart my computer. Oh, no. False alarm. I think I just didn't open up Razer Synapse. Let's see here. Okay, everything works. It was a false alarm. Phew. Yeah, freaking. It's gonna be rambling to myself here, but honestly, I really should have been picking up streaming a little bit more. The reason why I've been avoiding streaming was, for one, I wasn't really feeling a lot of motivation to work on any projects, or at least rather, I didn't want to show them just yet. Right now, I'm feeling a little bit better motivated. I also, what do you call it? Didn't get to do much today because I got like a migraine. So I pretty much just watched a little bit of anime to kind of like let myself slowly recover. But now I'm feeling a little bit more motivation, so I'm here now. Honestly, whatever it takes to get me off of playing video games, the better. Because I have been playing a lot of Monster Hunter Wilds. Hell, I haven't even touched most other games at this point. But I have been working on a on a Black Rock Shooter fan project that I've been working on for a while. Although it had been on like a good long pause for a good few months, but I've kind of picked it up again. Because, you know, Black Rock Shooter is a very fun concept to play around with anyway. And I've been able to try out a lot of new techniques in Blender thanks to it. It's been really fun. I feel a lot more confident using Blender these days. A friend of mine actually asked me for a little bit of advice, saying, hey, I think I'm having trouble trying to achieve something, but I think you might have the solution to the kind of tech I'm looking to do. And not even 10 minutes later, I was like, did you try parenting? Parenting the object to the camera? I mean, I guess that's, what do you call it? I have more, I'm a little bit more familiar with those kinds of concepts, so. And then again, it wasn't like a thing that I immediately thought of whenever they came up to me about the idea and trying to find a way to execute it. I should probably check the video, see if I can actually hear myself in it. Check to make sure my mic is working. Oh yeah, no, it's working. Huh, weird. I don't know why it's named Elgato on my system here. Advanced audio properties. Why is it named Elgato? Weird. Microphone. That way, that's not going to confuse me later. Strange how it's set up that way. Anyway. Where's my water? Ah, okay. Gotten that. What was that? The vessel unit? Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, it is the fabled, the legendary. Yeah, I haven't really been working on this t-shirt idea for too long. Well, I mean, technically I've been working it forever, but I just haven't really been putting a lot of time into it lately. Juggling a lot of things all at once. Should be a little bit better about my time management as far as this goes. YOLOMAL. I don't know how much detail I'm going to be putting on the wings, because if I recall, I put a lot of detail on the wings of the other Morgan art. Should probably take a look into that in a sec, actually. Where did I put that? So looking at the other art piece, I'm gonna like sift through everything here. I'll just drag it into clip. That'll do. Alright, so as far as the detail on the wings go on this print, okay, so it is a lot more layered. It almost looks like an owl. I mean, you can invite as many, you can invite whoever, dude. It's a public stream. Anyway, so it looks like what I should be doing is a little bit more rough like this. Like I'm kind of etching on, it looks like. Let me see this. Okay, so it's etched and then it goes into the longer ones. Okay. So let's just undo this. And then I can start layering them on. These are a little bit rough compared to the last one I've done. What was the way I used to do it? Maybe I'm just out of practice. Okay, that's starting to look a little bit better. Don't want to dig too deep into the etching. I want to fix this area anyway. It's a bit large. I should check to see if the music I'm listening to right now is available for us to do on to play on here. Trying to make sure it's like royalty free, kinda. I don't know what the hell to call it. It's whatever. I'm not gonna worry about it. I know that there's a way to set it up to not save the music audio, but I don't feel like I have the mental bandwidth to handle that right now. I mean, I used to do it before, but right now I'm just not gonna bother. It's gonna be a recurring thing, I'm gonna say, because I'm pretty sure I've said this in the previous stream too, about the whole audio thing. I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna worry about it this time. It's gonna be next time and next time after. Gotta be careful when I'm doing this bit. There we go. Let's see. I'm gonna start working downward. What do I want to do with the texture here? I'll leave it like this for now. I'll worry about it a little bit further whenever I'm getting more into the shading. It looks a little rough in that area, but this is okay. Cooking grits and eggs, want some? That's alright, I ate dinner. Ate a lot of spam and bacon. Alright, so as far as the wings go, I kind of want to have the pattern going this way. Don't like spam. Yeah, and most people don't. Most people say it tastes like cat food. I, however, have grown up to have a taste for it, so yeah. That should do for that wing. Let's see here. What other places should I get a little bit more into with the shading? It's a giant vein. We should probably look at some actual statue studies. Let me look online real quick. Statue with wet clothes. I know there's a statue that actually knows how to make it look like that. Where is it at? I need to find an image or at least edit it in a way so that way it's not gonna get me screwed over on YouTube, you know? Just gotta find it. Because there are a few statues that simulate having like cloth over skin and it's like hyper realistic. The fact that they can make it look transparent despite just being stone is so fucking rad. Okay, I found it. This is probably just almost safe enough. Let me just edit this first real quick before I put it up on screen. Let's see here. We just blur this area. That works. All right. So, this here is the example I'm thinking of, drawing a little bit of inspiration from, as far as like the way cloth goes. So I'm just kind of studying it. Okay. Well, it's gonna be like this more like. How do I want to make this look like it's drooping down? I think that might work. That's probably the texture I want to go for. Alright, as far as how I imagine the cloth would drape down. I might want to fix the proportions on the statue at some point later, like especially this outer leg over here. Feels like it's kind of out, but I think it will be easier for me to figure all that out once I've gotten most of the shading done, because I'm a little bit of an unorthodox, I kind of work in an orthodox order of things when it comes to art and shit. Like my, what do you call it? My process of understanding things is like got a strange order to it. Anyway, this here is gonna be like broken and stuff. It's gonna look like broken stone. So I'm gonna just free form whatever the hell this is and then worry about it when I get there. Does it look how long? I don't know what that means. You might have to fix up your grammar there. Or at least give a little context. Where do I want the light to come? Well, I mean, obviously the light's gonna have to come from here, but I also want to have a little bit more ambient light too. The leg. Yeah, it does look a little bit long. I'm thinking I'll reposition it whenever I get to a later point in all this. Yeah, mind the stream delay, by the way. Things don't work in real time on the stream here, especially with my bitrate. Let's duplicate this layer and then get a little bit more in on this. Then add a little bit of ambient lighting on the other side. Now I'm going to start blending this. I like to use a strange form of a wet bleed blender as far as blending my values go. Or most things actually, not just values. I like it because it gives that sort of like painted effect. Also makes things look a little fuzzy, which I always enjoy. So that's a 20. Alright, so now I can start doing a little bit of the shading here. have to reconsider this part of the wet clothing at a certain later point. Not a certain later point, at a later point. It'll like do this from afar because it can be easier to know what it is you're trying to achieve when you can kind of get a far view of it. At least that's what I think. Okay. Wait a minute. There we go. That's what I was trying to do. There we go. That's what I was trying to do. I'm gonna hide this a little bit more. Actually, I should just hide this for now. This way I can come up with a general shading outline of sort. Okay, so I should be able to blend this out. Well, what is that? I used the wrong thing. That's the eraser. There we go. Yeah, I like to take this multi-layered approach when it comes to shading. And here, with this, I should be able to start blending these together. So let's set this to about 50. Start blending them out. Well, 30 probably. There we go. This is looking about the direction I wanted to take it. If anyone is curious about the kind of music I'm listening to right now, I'm listening to a lot of breakcore. However, this is not the breakcore I wanted to listen to. The kind of breakcore that I like listening to comes from an artist called Dusk. That is DUSQK. That I think they're an artist group specifically. Dusk makes a lot of good jungle DnB music, but also classifies as breakcore because that's just the current fad right now. But it's rad nonetheless. Some people have asked me in the past before how I approach shading. And honestly, in the past, I wouldn't be able to tell you because I was just kind of winging it. But over the past, I want to say, little over a year, I feel like I've unlocked it. How, what method what mindset I have whenever I'm like shading. And what I'm thinking of whenever I shade is how it might look as a clay figure. Because there's this Japanese artist on YouTube that likes to make anime clay figures, usually of big tit waifus, of course, because that's just how it is, dude. I mean, who can who can hate on that? Honestly, I'd love to make an action figure or a clay figure of my own too. But what I think of whenever I'm doing shading is thinking about how the gray clay that they use looks. Those who use 3D software, imagine turning on matte cap on your model. That's kind of the way I envision shading. A lot of it is kind of like figuring out the 3D form of things. Right now, some of the shading down here may look a little off, but I'm going to get into that in a little bit. I'm just keeping aware of my spaces and elements. I am curious, can you guys hear my pen like stroking the tablet that I'm drawing on? Because I know that I've been told in the past that people like hearing like digital art ASMR from whenever I draw. Because I'll like draw in Discord channels often, or in a Twitch stream in the past on a different channel. And I've been told that it is quite therapeutic. So just crossing my mind if it's even audible. But yeah, as you can see here, whenever I'm doing a lot of the shading, I'm like stretching things out, smoothing it out, or even cutting away. It's kind of like sculpting. It was actually after I've had this revelation that I realized what my what one of my inspirations going into digital art was actually doing. Because one of the things that got me into wanting to do anime-styled digital art was Ryohei Fuke. Ryohei Fuke, I was acquainted with his presence, basically. I learned about Ryohei Fuke through seeing a speed paint, because I used to search up speed paints all the time when I was younger. These days I don't really search up speed paints all too often, but I probably should because they were really nice to watch. But in his speed paints, he always created like super abstract shapes and then started building the characters off of that and immediately going straight into like the shading. It was like he was painting digitally. And I never really fully understood the workflow. Like I picked up Photoshop trying to copy his workflow, tried to like replicate everything that he did. But for the longest time, I didn't understand what he was doing. But now that I've got a lot more time and experience on my hand, well, under my belt, I guess is the better phrase, I've come to learn what exactly he was doing. So a lot of that kind of workflow requires one to be able to visualize things in their head, which is something that I was capable of, but trying to put that down on paper was always hard. But it was figuring out the mindset of it. He was chiseling into his art with almost entirely grayscale for like almost the entire video. And I never thought to really stick to that kind of workflow until like I want to say 3 years ago. So it was about 3 years ago that I figured out how the whole value thing works. Values like the grayscales and shit. And it was then that I realized, oh wow, I think I understand now. Like I felt like my mind was blown whenever I ended up coming across it. And you know what it took for me to realize how he did it? It was the one point in time where I finally decided I would start doing, I would try creating like fan designs of Blackrock Shooter characters. And that is what revealed to me his workflow. Because I was trying to get into his mindset, try to understand what creates the essence of the characters. And it was while I was like trying to cut away at things and just kind of like Photoshop things into place, that's when it hit me. It's the inner artist skill. It's really about perception. What I think about, how I think about being an artist is about perception, how you perceive things, observation skills. And observations are like extremely important in every field. Like I've had to make a lot of observations whenever I was like learning to do game design. I had to do a lot of observations when it came to like learning anything. And I didn't know why I never thought to try to apply that with art. Like sure, I thought I was observing art, but I felt more like I was just trying to copy what others were doing, not understand them. It's like I was filling check boxes, you know? I didn't understand the fundamentals or what was important. Like sure, I practiced them, but I didn't really understand them, you see? It always goes back to Blackrock Shooter. I mean, I'd say in my current years it does, because it was actually thanks to it that I actually figured out a lot of things. Because for a long time I wasn't mature enough to really understand it. Like I enjoyed it, but understanding it was a completely different thing. Like it's the idea of saying that, oh yeah, it's super cool. I like it because it's rad, and I want to make things because I want to make super cool things that others find super cool. But it kind of end up missing the nuance. Observation hockey. Like I understand that's like some anime thing, but I actually don't know what hockey is supposed to be or what anime it's referring to. Because you already know, I don't watch that much anime. It's funny I say that because I was just literally watching I may be a guild master, but I'll solo any boss so I don't have to work overtime just earlier today. Understanding is always the first step. Well, perception is always the first step. Understanding is like one of the steps in between. So I think even before understanding, I was still able to get decently far with my observations, but of course it still was like super obvious that I was like an amateur. But now, I'm still not exactly a pro, but I'm just a really skilled amateur. Because it's not like I have any professional work in indie industry officially, so like at most I've done like commissions, and anyone can call that professional, but I don't want to be mean here, but I didn't really see it as professional, especially with the way I valued myself at the time. Okay, now that that is adjusted, I think I should also work on the shading blends. I need to fix up my eraser. There we go. Oh wait, these are also shade points too. I should be using these. Honestly, this may look rough, but I think people will still dig it. Like if I didn't go much further into the detail as this. Here's the thing, I haven't been paid for my work for a long time. I'm gonna be real with you. Not that I'm like selling myself for free or whatever. It's more like a lot of the work I've been doing has been behind the scenes, and not too much of it has particularly paid off, but that's okay because I've been learning a lot of things throughout those times anyway. And here soon I'll also be able to show everyone what I've been working on too. Like, for example, the Astral Sticks project, it's in the description. That part I've been working on. A lot of the drawing I've been doing was for that project, and a lot of those drawings aren't even publicly accessible right now. That's also because I'm kind of trying to save a lot of concepts for like the art book, should we ever publish one for the game. Honestly, I think that's thinking a little bit too far ahead. Because there's already worries in the company about developing merchandise for a game that hasn't even been published yet. And I fully understand it. Because even I, too, would also feel weird about that. Like, what's the point of getting it to support the developers? Well, you still have to have something playable first. Sure, we have the demo, but I feel like we need to have our next demo published before we do that. Personally. Here's the thing. I could always consider opening commissions, but the thing about commissions is that I'm also extremely picky about my clients. It's one of the things that makes it difficult for me to have commissions because I've been burned too many times, and while it's still good to have commissions, it is still a way to make money. I don't particularly feel satisfied doing commissions because, after all, people still always want to go for the more affordable option. Not a lot of people want to go for the heavier option. Even though that's the part where I'm actually gonna be able to like really practice a lot of my skills. But what do you call it? I can't just lower my price either, because I know what my art is worth. What my art is worth, and I'm not trying to say that. I'm not trying to say the typical, oh, I know my worth type of deal. It's more like I know artists out there who will deliver like a different level of quality for the same price that I feel like I don't want to do like that. These things take time. All we read right now is just funding. Yeah. Also, you really shouldn't be saying things like that in a public chat. Like, especially considering your account, and you've told me about this, dude. You take down the quality of what you draw. Here's the thing, I'm already taking down the quality of what I draw by only doing the lower cost ones because everyone already just picks the more affordable option. But like, I still give it a little bit of time because I'm always like very particular about details. It's just not gonna look as good as the higher quality pricings. But overall, it just still feels soul sucking in that regard. Like I especially don't like what do you call it? Holding back, skimping out on things. I mean, yeah, I know it's just business to do that, but the feeling of it is just not great because you know I'm still an artist. Oh, and for you foot fiends out there, I will not be putting a lot of detail on the foot. At least not on stream. Maybe. Link to Patreon. I should set up a Patreon at some point. Like a personal one, not attached to the company. Because the way I want any kind of funding for the company to go is specifically towards merch. I want people to buy the product instead of just donating, because you don't really get much out of a donation. And doing a Patreon, I know that you're supposed to do like some kind of like reward thing where patrons can get access to like, I don't know, exclusive stuff that no one else can. And thing is, I don't really know what all I could really like offer other than the actual products. And having early access to videos, I am not what's the word, consistent enough to make videos like that. Like I said last time I streamed, I'll see you guys tomorrow when I stream. Yeah, guess how long it's been since last I streamed. It's gotta be at least a week or two. Something along those lines, I want to say. So, like, what I'm thinking of for the Patreon for my personal thing is because I am also working on some personal projects, especially now that I picked up the Black Rock Shooter fan project again. I might consider doing that, but I also do want to look into the what's it called? End user agreement, TOS thing, whatever, for the IP of Black Rock Shooter, which there have been fan games in the past, but they're also hard to really come by, so I'm not sure if there's anything against fan games. Like, it's one thing to announce that I'm working on a fan game, but it's another thing to get a cease and desist because you're the first person to attempt to make a fan game for an IP for the first time in forever. Like Black Shooter hasn't had a fan game in so long. And if I'm the first to do it, well, here's the thing. We don't know what the consequences of doing it would be until we do it. Alright. Now I can start focusing on Morgan as the character. Got 2 different flames. We have the outfit here. There's the body. What's the difference between this and this? Okay, this is thinner, more cleaned up. Let's just make another duplicate. I think that's necessary. Alright, as far as everything else here goes, I think I just need to adjust the hair here. And here, what I should do is set this to opaque and then have a layer on top of it that copies this shade and start painting it on. I think that's the more optimal solution for this. What is that line going through? Is that the trident? No, that's the outfit. Get out of here. I'm gonna start etching into all this. So if you've seen the Huke speed art video, speed paint video, yeah, speed drawing, whatever it was named, I'm taking on a similar approach with this, where I'm kind of keeping it very monochromatic. Let me hide the flames for now. They're in the way. It's also super bright too. Alright, that should suffice. I should be able to fill in the rest of the body and then start painting my values that way. Okay, yeah. So I'm gonna do away with the flames for now, just keep that hidden. And what I'm gonna start doing here is filling up underneath the entire body's line art, and then I'll be able to start photoshopping it entirely. for now, start doing that fill in. Start off with painting everything white. Well, I need to also get rid of some pieces of this. There we go. About this. There we go. What other pieces do I need to worry about? This here. I can fix that in a sec. It's gonna be this one? Okay. Yeah, that should make it look nice. Alright. Now I can start filling out even more. Actually made it. How are things going? Pretty alright. I got into work on the wings and the rest of... Oh, excuse me. Got like something stuck in my mouth. Got to work on the wings, pieces of the statue. Now I'm working on setting up the character so I can start doing some value painting. Yeah, a lot of the stream so far has just been me doing a lot of rambling about my processes and stuff, as well as future potential Patreon shit. Maybe I might do one. It's looking pretty appealing right now, and anyone can probably think of why. Anyway, you caught the stream at a good time. I'm working on the character now. How long has the stream been going on so far? Just about an hour? Okay. I could put just about an hour on the character, and then I'm probably gonna stop the stream there. Cause I don't wanna stream for too long. I've had times in the past where I used to stream on another account, and I would stream for like guess it would be about like 8 hours every day. I was pretty much full-timing streaming and shit, and I wasn't even making all that much money. Especially because I also wasn't doing too much drawing on that channel either. I got real caught up talking to other people, playing video games and stuff. Ended up becoming more of a waste of time. The most I really got out of it was the fact that I got to play around with a bunch of technology that I wouldn't have ever taken much interest in getting into otherwise. Like, I understand how a lot of streaming software works now. I understand a lot of face trackers. I fuck around with software. I learned a lot about rigging live 2D models, which also helped me learn how to use Blender. Like, all in all, there were still benefits to going into the whole VTuber route for a bit. One sec, I'm like cleaning my glasses. You ever just take your glasses off and start huffing and puffing on the glasses to get it to fog up and then wipe away the stuff off of it? That's what I normally do. I have another buddy who uses to always tell me anything less than 12 hours is short. Yeah, no, fucking... I've done multiple streams that was like more than 24 hours in the past, and honestly, that wasn't good. Telling people that's like rookie hours and just being an overall workaholic in that kind of regard is counterproductive. Of course, if you're only gaming, then I guess. But I feel like it also worsens the quality of the content. So, honestly, I would ill-advise it. Like, don't do things that's gonna give you burnout. That's what I would say. And VTubers love, streamers love to give themselves burnout. They try to find whatever reason they can find to justify it, but if you're not gonna be at your best, then don't do it. Like, especially streaming, that takes a lot of energy. If you're doing it when you're always tired, sure, you might become a form of natural at it, but it will be detrimental to your health. You always gotta keep track of your health whenever you're doing anything, especially when other people are involved. Like, even viewers, having viewers is other people involved. Everyone has some form of battery, so don't neglect your batteries. You only ever would say that about his own streams. I just got back from burning myself out. Time to speedrun doing it again. Yeah. Yeah, actually, in the past, it took me like forever to even reach burnout in the first place. That was partly because, what do you call it? At the time, whenever I was like going through school and all, I was always constantly working on something. Like, I never really gave myself much of a break for like the longest time around that point in my life. And I was pretty much always on sprint. I was always sprinting everything I was doing. I was always like putting as much effort and as much of myself into everything that I did for a very long time. And then once I graduated high school, that all fell apart. Like, I completely slowed down, and I got into like the biggest fucking burnout of my life. I didn't even draw for like a whole year straight. That's how bad it was. So now I try to keep myself from burning myself out like that. Because sure, even if you could sprint for years on end, once you do burn out, it could be no going back. So it's just better to just take care of yourself. Alright, now time to do some shading. Actually, I should probably start off with making everything here dark first, and then make it lighter. This is the way I actually normally prefer to do it. Oh crap. Where is log alpha? There it is. Look at that cool effect. I always like it when things look like this. So what I'm doing here may look a little strange, but that this is how I tend to go about my shading. I'm always thinking about the structures, the facial structures, the bones. Of course, I can simplify a lot of the different things, but it's about being aware of it. Like, I'm not going to keep it perfect throughout the entire process, but it will end up looking pretty good as I get further into it. So considering the lighting, I want to say it's going to be about slightly above. So let's do that. So it's going to be like here. You guys can kind of see how the lighting is going to look. Okay. Let's try to keep in mind the kneecap. Yeah, pretty much. Like, I don't really have the perfectionist mindset, unless I no longer have it. It's been a long time since I last had it, because that kind of paralysis is awful, and you'll only continue to be more disappointed in yourself if you're not actually just doing it. So, learn to actually just do it, not hold yourself from finishing something is important. It's about confidence. Have confidence. Shout out to to those who know who you know. Shout out to those who know that know. Type shit. Add a little bit of highlight there. Have confidence. Exactly. It's funny because this art style, with how chibi it looks, most people would even think that I understand the fundamentals. That's the thing about this project. This is the only project I've worked on and even had plans to work on that had like this much chibi influence in it. Like everything else is like normal proportions and everything. Everything else that I hadn't planned. Like this game is the whole reason why I've drawn more chibi than anything else. And the worst part is I'm actually getting good at it. I never thought I'd be doing chibi whenever I was younger. I never thought I'd do chibi. In fact, when I was younger, I was like always trying to avoid doing chibi because I wanted to like understand the what do you call it? More of the fundamentals, which involved like drawing like human proportion people. But now I learned that that's not really the point. Like it's all about presentation. It doesn't need to be perfect. It's presentation. Hmm. I forget what one of my artists one of my artists told me that it reminded them of. What was the game? But it was like some kind of like chibi MMO kind of game. Like not exactly Maple Story, it's like something else that they brought up. I have to look at my DMs again, because it was the kind of text that I got from them whenever I was like trying to recruit another artist into a game project. And I was trying so hard to make sure that they didn't think the project was that I was like a scammer or anything. Cause it's easy to get scammed when it comes to like video games and shit. Well, let me pull up the 3D model actually.
Where did I put it? Here it is. So I am working on a new 3D model for Morgan and whatever player character in Astral Styx, but I'm still keeping the old one because it's like it still looks really good. And I'm also going to be showing you the old one because that's the one that actually is finished. So let me just hide the skeleton here. Whoa, what happened? Why is everything so pixelated? Wait, did I do that? No, hold on. No way! Okay, so to explain what happened here, I decided I would append the files in another project because I'm like using a bunch of my character models as like figurines inside of like a room project. And in order to cut down the file size, I made the resolution smaller, and I didn't realize it would affect the original project files. So that's a big rip. Damn, I did this to myself. Holy crap. Either way, it still looks pretty good. Like, it still looks like what you'd see in like an old school style, like RPG and all. Let me just hide the jacket for like the gauntlets, or get rid of the gauntlets in order to show how it looks without the claws and all that. By the way, this is also the model that would be used for that one piece of art. Um, where is it at? This one here. Like I could probably get it in the right angle. Yeah, something like this. Probably. It's a little bit off. It's whatever. But the other project I've been working on recently, let me pull that up. Um, this is related to my Blackrock Shooter fan project. I need to turn down my music. It's kind of loud. Let's see. Oh wow, I actually saved it like this. Wow, okay. Fucking Lamel. It's not supposed to look like this, so I'll just cover it up with a cannon here. There we go. All right. So this is the model that I've been working on recently. You can kind of see what I was surprised about here in the base of the cannon. But this is supposed to be a Blackrock Shooter. At least a custom designed Blackrock Shooter that I've been working on for a long time. And been working a lot on like her face and the expressions. Like I got shape keys set up and everything. I don't have blinking though. I haven't set that up yet. But the eyes look pretty good. It's using an inverse normal mesh. The hair took like the longest time, I want to say, because like I had like curves, and I was retopologizing it, and then we also have. Oh my God, they're out of place. I'll just fix that. Go to the armature, set into rest position. There we go. Yeah, and then you can see the hair going into the twin tails. Took a lot of work. Yeah, this is how she looks. She doesn't have a belly button because I decided to get rid of the modeling of it and put it into a texture. It's unfinished though, so there's still a lot left to do on it. I remember you showing her some. It looks really cool. Yeah. So yeah, overall working on a few projects. Also did start up another project recently. One more like picked it back up because I've already worked on the project before. Am I missing something? Hold on, Gotta check some. No, it's not exactly that. Let me just try this. Fill, and then put it in. Okay, is it something above? Is it something to do with the lines? It is something to do with the lines. There we go. I think that should do it. It's not perfect, but that'll do. What I need to do here is actually add just a little bit more light over here. And that should basically allow me to finish this area off. There's another line somewhere around the mouth. Yeah. There we go. As far as shading goes, I think that is on this layer. Yeah. There we go. Now to work on a little bit of the neck to get a little bit of that ambient lighting in. One might ask how I am approaching the shading and why do I not just fill it up and just do this instead. It's kind of because I treat it like it's sculpting. Got more of a sculpting chiseler type of mindset when it comes to this sort of thing. Oh hey, my favorite breakbeat track is in. Yeah, a lot of my workflow is doing a lot of this on like a rough layer, including both lines and shading. And I'll just go over like a second pass on the art. Like I'll just go through like multiple run-throughs of it, basically. Should add a little bit more light here. I think I've lost a little bit much.
think I can go up a size. Oh yeah, that's a little bit better. I'll worry about the fingers at a later point. I'm just gonna work on the legs. Gotta make sure I'm not forgetting that the knee is there. Make it a little bit brighter over here. Oh yeah, looks much better for the leg there. Gotta get those folds in. That should do. And now for the other foot. I need to look up for some good royalty-free D&B music, or breakcore as well. That way I could at least have a little bit of music on in the stream. Today's what? Tuesday, right? It's Tuesday, my dudes. It's Tuesday, isn't it? I think I do want to cut down on the brightness of this area though. There we go. Slightly more balanced. Now let's handle the fingers. Let's bring this size down a notch. There we go. That's one hand. With the shading, I'll be able to fix out the knuckle lines. Alright, now I just gotta get the hat and the hair. Where's the hair at? What? Oh, there it is. I found it.
Yeah, I'll catch you later.
Not liking this size. This might be a little bit better. Alright. Now I'm going to start with copying this and then blending it.
Say 20.
Not gonna lie, this is not turning out bad. I think I like this idea, this method. Yeah, I was just kind of like winging it, seeing if that would work, but looks like it does. Let's try doing this slightly different. a little darker. Let's just use this. There we go. Add a little bit of light to the back here, and then blur it out. There we go. Okay. I do want to make the eyes a separate layer from the flames, though. There's one place I forgot to shade. Or add light to, rather. Alright. And then I can use a 30 on this. I feel like I want to add a little bit more darkness here. I want to make it look like there's a little bit of a fold, a little bit of occlusion rather.
Alright, I think this is a bit of a stopping point. Going to do a lot of the shading. I know I'm gonna have to do some line cleanup at a later point. Yeah, I think this is good progress. Yeah, face already looks pretty red. I think that's a good stopping point. So yeah. I'm gonna be real honest, I don't know when the next time I'm gonna stream is. I could say tomorrow, but that's exactly what I said last time, and we know what happened that time. I didn't stream the next day. So I think we're just gonna call it here. I'll just let people know next time I'm streaming. I don't think I'm gonna have a consistent schedule for a while until I really like figure it out. For now, it'll be a till next time. Peace. I did not mean to do that, dude. It's a good thing nothing really showed. Ooh, spooky.